All right, so let's look at these bank rec questions and deal with them quickly. And so we know that in every bank rec question, what we are going to do is that we need to prepare our adjusted cash book and we need to prepare our bank reconciliation statement. So if you look at the requirements of the question, that is what make the appropriate adjustments in the cash book as at 31st January 2023, and also show how the bank rec will be. So in whose books is this? This is Nyametie Enterprise. Pen is misbehaving. Let's see what has happened. As if I did not use my dead copybook in school. So, Nyametie. All right, Enterprise. So we have the adjusted cash book. Pick one, right? All right, so put in your CD sign. Put in your CD sign. That's it. And you know you'll be doing bank reconciliation. So bank reconciliation statement. As at 31st January 2023, right? So set it up, and you know that it will start with balance as per adjusted cash flow. And you'll be adding all forms of unpresented checks. So don't wait. Don't wait. And when you do this, leave about 2 spaces because the unpresented checks may be many. All right, so you can leave some space. But you know that you will be less seeing anything like a wrong credit, right? Errors resulting in an increase. Then you know that you'll be less seeing all forms of uncredited checks. And wrong debit errors resulting in a decrease. You know that. So you can set it up like this so that when you read a statement, you just do it and you are off your way. Okay, so now that is that. So it says that the cash book of Nyametie showed a balance of 20,000 as at 30th January 2023. So quickly, balance brought down, and please be careful. If this means that when the question is silent, it means it's a debit balance. It could be a credit balance. So here you have 20,000. All right, so basically that is that. And it didn't balance because of these issues. A credit transfer of 12,000 from Adepa was shown on the bank statement, but yet to be accounted for by the business. So quickly, credit transfer. And it is by Adepa. That is 12,500. Simple. You know this thing from the first video, so it's straightforward. A check of 10,500 run by the business has been entered in the cash book as 15,000. So you see, when you draw a check, it's supposed to be credited. So it was 10,000, but 10,500, but it was entered as 15,000. So you overstated it. So if you overstated it, then it means you need to reduce it. And if you want to reduce a figure that is here, how do you do it? You come here. So overstatement. You can also say error. And how much is that? So you have 15,000 minus 10,500. That gives you 4,500. So that is that. So the receipt side of the cash book has been understated by 20,000. So this is the receipt side. So understatement, error, 20,000. See how fast it is when you set up the table. The bank had debited a check of 25,000, which should have been placed against Nyansa Limited. We are Nyametie. Then they did it. Somebody that is Nyansa, they debited a check of that. So it is a wrong word debit. So take note of that. Wrong debit from Nyansa Enterprise. And how much is that? It is 25,000. That is it. All right. It is an error that is resulting in a decrease in our account balance. So that is why we call it a wrong debit. This one says standing order payment in respect of insurance and trade subscription amounting to 3,000 and 6,500 respectively has been made by the bank and entered in the bank statement but omitted from the cash book. Standing orders straight up. We have not done it. The bank has debited us, so we need to credit our books. So standing orders. One is for subscription, and it is 3,000. The other one is what? Okay, so the first one is actually insurance. So we have insurance. So the insurance is 3,000, and the subscription is 6,500. Good. Checks drawn up to 31st January 20 has not been submitted for payment by payee total days. So this one is unpresented checks, right? So that is that. They have not presented for the subtraction to be done in our account. So unpresented checks. So we were not given the name. It says payees, and it is 2,600. Then we have a check of 12,000 received from a customer was returned with the note insufficient mandate. So when we received the money, what did we do? We debited our account, right? Now that it has returned, we need to remove it. So this annual check. This annual check is what? 12,500. All right. Then a credit transfer by the bank, which has not been entered into the cash book, total 12,000. So it means that the credit transfers are two, right? Yeah. So credit transfers again. That is 12,000. The checks received from customers amounting to 39,000 entered in the cash book on 31st were not credited until, so that is uncredited checks, because we have debited our side, the bank has not credited yet. So uncredited checks amounting to 39,000. So this side should come here. All right. Bank charges 4,500 shown in the bank statement has not been, so that one too we go to here. Then bank charges. See how fast it is when you do it like this. So bank charges is 4,500. Of course, because this thing is a debit balance, it's easy. You could see these figures here are bigger than this side, so the balance carried down is possible to be here. All right. So that the balance brought down come here. So let's see. I have 20,000 plus 12,500 plus 4,500 plus 20,000 plus 12,000. Total gives me 69,000. 69,000. If I take away 6,500, take away 3,000, take away 12,500, take away 4,500, I end up with 42,500. That's it. So balance per adjusted cash book, 42,500. So I didn't have anything here like that. So here is 2,600. If If I add this 2,600, it gives me 63,100. And when I add these two, I have 39 plus 25. That gives me 64, right? That is 64. All right. So basically, this is it. So what we have here is a negative, as you can see. This thing is an overdraft. Or is there some? Oh, there is an entry down here. So the check of 7,000 drawn by Nyametie was correctly a check of 7,000 drawn by Nyametie was correctly entered into the cash book, okay, but debited into the bank statement as okay. So there is actually a wrong credit. So basically, that will help. I don't need to go as far back. So it means that they were supposed to debit your account with 7,000, but they debited it with 700. What is the difference? That is 6,300. So there is actually a wrong credit of 6,300. That's an error of the bank resulting in an increase. So if I now add it here, this is 26,900 plus my 42,500. That is 69,400. Okay, so if I now take it from 64,000, it's no longer an overdraft. It's actually balance as per. So balance as per bank statement. As final answer is 5,400. Hope you get that right. All right. So basically, that is that. If you set up your table, you can actually go very fast. All right. That's 5,400. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. All right. So let's look at our last question, and this it will be about UGBS. So you have UGBS JCR. Of course, you know it is a bank rec. You will be doing what do you call it? Adjusted cash book, and you will also be doing the bank reconciliation statement. So these are the requirements. You are required to do that. All right. So adjusted cash book, set it up fast. Then don't wait. Do the template for your bank reconciliation statements as at this one ends when is in November, so 30th November 2022. So don't waste time, fast. All right, then you know that you need balance as per adjusted cash book. You know it is 150. Let's see how many minutes we do this. You know that you will add unpresented checks. So this is why I say leave some few space, then do wrong credits. You definitely know that you'll be lessing uncredited checks. And you know again that you'll be lessing any form of wrong debits. This is it. So now you come back to read the statement. And this one is a little bit tricky because they said that the bank balance is 92,400. So balance brought down. Please, is silent. That means it's a debit balance. Sometimes they can tell you that it was an overdraft. So you have to start from here. All right. and the cash in hand. You see, we are doing bank reconciliation statement, not cash in hand statement. So this information becomes a tricky statement. You need to leave it alone. Then it starts by saying that there's bank charges showing in this, but that's not been recorded. So you come here, bank charges. That is 640. Then the next one, a check of 8,400 issued to a contractor working on JCRC electronic platform has been recorded in the income side of the cash book. So instead of recording it here, so instead of recording the contractor's money here, we recorded it here. So how do we cancel it? So you cancel it by multiplying it by 2, so that half the first 8740 will cancel this out, and you have the correct one maintained inside your adjusted cash book. So how do you go by that? So it's 8740 multiplied by 2. That gives me 17,480. So half of it will cancel what used to be here, and the half will stay. That because that is what it should have been. Interest on investment has been credited directly into, so credit transfer interest investment. So it's a credit transfer, and that is 36,824. All right, so that is that. The next thing, checks amounting to 89,000 has not been presented to the bank for payment. So we drew the check, but it hasn't been presented. So unpresented checks, how much do we have? The first one we have here is 89,000. That is it. Again, a monthly standing order, blah blah blah. So it's per month. This month has not been done. So straight away you go and slot it in. It's a monthly standing order of 280. We are doing this bank rate for 1 month, so that is that. Only that standing order 280. Next, bank has wrongly debited our account, UGBS JCR with 2480, which belong to. So this one is an error that is resulting in a decrease of our account. So that one will be a wrong debit. So a wrong debit of, so it's JCR financial blah blah blah, right? No entries has further been made, but no, we are somewhere here. JCR Legon Hall, that is 2480. Checks of 65,000 entered in the cash book are yet to be credited. So uncredited checks of how much? We don't have a name of that check, so we can just put it here, 65,000. So basically that is that, 65. What else? An amount of 5,200 deposited into the JCRC bank account was credited as, wow. So this one too is another error. We are putting in 5,200, you have credited as, so it's an error resulting in a decrease of our account. So what is the difference? 5,200 minus 2,500, that is 2,700. So another one, 2,700. All right, so we can say bank error. Payment side of the cash book has been overstated by 27,000. So how do we cancel that overstatement? We go to the debit side, right? Because this is the payment side. So that will be overstatement error, 27,000. Clearly, if you check the figures, we are done. This size of the figures are bigger, so our balance carried down will be here, meaning that our balance brought down will be here. Now, if I take this thing to total, what I have here is 156,224, 156,224, 137, therefore 827. 824 is the difference. All right, so that is what I'm bringing. 137,824, 137,824. There wasn't any wrong credit here, so plus 89,000. That gives me 226,824. If I add all these sides up, So that is 70, 180. Balance as per bank statement. That gives me 15664. That's it. You see, it's very fast. All right. So basically, that is that. So go through it and you'll be fine with that. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay.